Here are 5 facts about Steve Jobs you probably didn't know. Number 5. Steve Jobs was biologically half Arab. Abdul Fattah Jandali was Syrian, and his mother was American. He met his son by happenstance many times. Jandali used to manage a Mediterranean restaurant near San Jose, where all of these successful technology people used to come, including Steve Jobs, though he didn't know that Steve was his son at the time. Jobs didn't show any interest in officially meeting his biological father. The couple also had a daughter after Steve as well, the writer Mona Simpson. Simpson eventually met Steve Jobs through his biological mother. Number 4. Steve Jobs' biography was released 19 days after his death. Jobs allowed Walter Isaacson to write his only biography, and to get candid interviews from friends, family, and co-workers to make the book an accurate account of his life. Jobs stated that he didn't want to read the book before it was published, as he wanted it to be a true account and not have any influence. Sadly, it wasn't published until October 24, 2011, 19 days after his death. Number 3. The forgotten third co-founder of Apple. On April 1, 1976, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak walked into the home of Ronald Wayne, an engineer they had worked with at Atari. 2 hours later, Apple Computers was founded, with Wozniak and Jobs each owning 45% and Wayne owning a 10% stake in the company. Then what went wrong? Ron said in an interview, quote, "Jobs went out and did exactly what he was supposed to do. He got a contract with a place called the Byte Shop to sell them a certain number of computers, and borrowed $15,000 for the materials necessary to fill the order. Perfectly appropriate. The only problem was, as I heard, the Byte Shop had a terrible reputation for not paying their bills. If this thing blew up, how's that $15,000 going to get repaid? Do they have the money? No. Was I reachable? Yes." So after 12 days with the company, Wayne had his name taken off the contract and sold his 10% stake in Apple back to Woz and Jobs for a measly $800. And talk about regrets. That stake would have made him tens of billions of dollars in the future. Number 2. Pixar made Jobs a billionaire, not Apple. Steve Jobs was one of the 3 founding fathers of Pixar Animation Studios. The imaginations of its co-founders and the vision of Steve Jobs in computers and animation let the company run unprofitable for more than 5 years. And their patience paid off as well. Their first film, Toy Story, made the company almost $200 million within the first few weeks of going public, allowing them to start the journey of becoming the most successful animation studio in the world. Jobs became a billionaire for the first time when the company went public in 1995. Number 1. The iconic iPhone launch. The iconic launch event for the first iPhone back in January 2007 at the Moscone Center in San Francisco is widely held up as one of the best demos in tech history. Unfortunately, the iPhone model at the time was riddled with bugs, like the phone could play a section of audio or video, but not an entire clip without crashing. It would work if you sent an email and then surfed the web. Do that step in reverse and it's likely to crash. His development team created a golden path, a step-by-step scripted procedure of features that he could show in a specific order so that the phone wouldn't malfunction. After 5 days of constant practicing, the 90-minute demonstration went off without a hitch, and Apple would soon make history.